Yeah, I thought I was invincible, as you do when you're in your 20s, and I used to ride motorcycles like a maniac. I think I narrowly avoided killing myself numerous times. But one particular time, actually, I got into racing. In the end, I moved away from riding bikes on the road and I moved into racing motorbikes on a circuit. Believe it or not, it's actually a bit safer because you're not going to get run over when you
Yeah,
come
yeah.
off the bike, or you shouldn't, or hopefully you don't hit anything. And yeah, it was one particular time I had quite a high speed crash. Came off the bike at just over 100 mile an hour. But usually you slide along the tarmac, but this particular time I tumbled and rolled, I just a bit unlucky really. I could have had that accident 100 times over and got up and walked away from it, but this one particular time I broke my legs and was really badly dislocated and broke my ankle, which was really, it was that actually caused the problem. And then, yeah, I found myself in hospital for quite a long time. And I remember the doctor saying to me, listen, I don't know if you're actually going to be able to walk properly again. I narrowly avoided actually some, the doctor, in order to save my right sort of foot, very nearly had to fuse the ankle altogether, so I would have lost all the movement, which would have
Yeah,
been
yeah.
potentially made things a bit difficult. But I was so lucky. At the time I had the accident, there happened to be a really good, probably one of the best orthopedic surgeons in the country in the hospital at the time, and he operated on me. His name was Dr. Rossiter. There was two of them, Dr. Rossiter and Wilson, and they kind of like bolted me all back together. But they said, listen, we need to set an expectation moving forward. You probably are going to struggle with everything you do physically now. And that was a bit of a reality check, because you don't know what you've got until it's sort of taken away from you, as it were. And
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
people
yeah.
take for granted the ability to get up every single day, run down the stairs, jump in the shower. And it's like, when all of a sudden that's not so simple anymore, yeah, you start to realize it. And at that point, I sort of thought, it was funny because I never ever felt sorry for myself. I never ever felt that down. I just sort of had this overwhelming feeling that I was probably somehow going to be okay. And I felt like I needed something to aim for. And in my sort of in my mid to late teens, the idea of rowing across the Atlantic, I think I heard about some people doing it, sounded amazing to me. Like, what an adventure. And I used to probably watch too much Tintin, if I'm honest, when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I just thought I would love to. I was never a rower or anything. I never went to a school where there was rowing available. And I just thought, I want to have a go at that. But I didn't really know where to start. And I kind of put it off and off and off. And I did research, but never really took that sort of jump and committed to doing it. Probably because I think I remember mentioning it to my parents, and they were like, "Don't be so stupid," or and you sort of worry about what people think of you, and you don't know whether you can do it. And then I remember lying in that bed, and the doctor was like, "Hey man, I don't know how good you're going to recover from this." And it was funny. It was almost like it was meant to be, because everything became quite clear after that point. I thought to myself, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a recovery. I'm going to do all my physio so I can row a boat across the Atlantic Ocean. That's all. I didn't, and at that point, I didn't even know you could become a professional speaker. I didn't even know you could become sort of a professional adventurer. The idea of that I hadn't even entered my mind. But I became obsessed with this idea of rowing a boat across the Atlantic Ocean. And that's what I set out to do. You usually do it as a two man or a four man, but no one would join me for some reason, so I decided to do it on my own. And then, yeah, I mean, listen, I could talk to you all night about that. But so if there's anything specific you want to ask me about it, or I can just tell you about it. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's how it kind of
Well,
happened.
yeah, yeah. So how long was it from when you had your accident to when you sort of got into a
Set
rhythm of
off.
like not the actual event itself, but like training again and like sort of like maybe going out for walks and stuff like that?
Yeah. So it took about 6 months to make a recovery to the point where I was up and around and walking around and stuff. And running was, I couldn't really run because I had a lot of pain in the ankle, but I could row without any real difficulty, and I could ride my bike. So it took about 6 months to make a reasonably good recovery, or as good as I was probably going to make.